Two people find AI on the same day. Same courses, same tabs, open at 1 a.m., same amount of effort put in week after week for 6 months straight. One of them is still charging by the hour, still losing bids to people who'll do it cheaper, still opening their banking app on a Sunday night wondering why using AI hasn't actually changed anything about the number on the screen. The other one quietly doubled their price. Same skill, same AI. Same hours worked, different bank account. Ask the first one why, and they'll blame the market. Ask the second one, and they'll tell you something simpler and harder to hear. It was never about the tool. Here's what nobody tells you when you start learning AI. Everyone has the same tools. This exact minute, thousands of people are using the exact same AI you are. If the tool were the edge, everyone using it would be earning roughly the same. They're not. This isn't about being first to some brand new tool, and it's not a prompt trick you copy and paste from a comment section. It's simpler than that, and a little less exciting to talk about, which is probably why almost nobody makes videos about it. So if it's not the tool, what is it? AI didn't make your work more valuable. It made your work cheaper to produce, while the people paying for it were still budgeting for expensive. That's the whole gap. Before AI, if something took you 8 hours, you charged for 8 hours. Fair trade, your time for their money. AI quietly cut the 8 hours to 20 minutes. Nobody told the market to lower the price. The client isn't buying your hours. They never were. They're buying the result, and the result is still worth exactly what it's always been worth to them. That gap won't stay open forever. Every market eventually catches up to a lower cost, but right now, today, it hasn't yet. And that's the part almost nobody is using on purpose. Think about that for a second. Picture this as your business. A client needs a fresh batch of content every month, the kind that used to eat an entire week, planning, filming, editing, all of it. A full week of anyone's working life is worth about $1,850, so that's what it cost. Now that same batch is shot, edited, and sitting in the client's inbox by Tuesday afternoon. They still got a week's worth of value delivered. They still pay close to $1,850 because they were never paying for your hours. They were paying for what showed up in their inbox. Line up 4 or 5 clients like that, and you're somewhere between $7,400 and $9,250 a month for a fraction of the hours the old model demanded. Sounds unfair? Maybe. But markets don't pay for fairness. A client might actually ask, "How long did this take you?" The answer that protects your price isn't a dodge, it's a redirect. About as long as it needed to get you results like this. The client isn't buying a stopwatch. They're buying a result. That's why the conversation should stay focused on outcomes, not minutes. It's not just content either. Picture a career coach sending off a rewritten resume at 3:42 in the afternoon. By dinner, their client already has 3 interview requests sitting in their inbox. That coach used to spend half a day going back and forth on a single rewrite and charged around $347 for it. Now the same result takes 40 minutes. The job seeker isn't paying for 40 minutes of someone's afternoon, they're paying for those 3 interview requests. That price hasn't moved because what's at stake for the client never moved. 10 of those in a month, at anywhere close to the old rate, is roughly $3,470 in real income, built on a skill you probably already had before AI ever entered the picture. Here's the part almost everyone gets backwards. The moment you realize AI makes your work faster, the instinct is to lower your price. It only takes 20 minutes now, so I should charge less. That feels honest. It's also exactly how you hand the entire advantage back. Watch how this actually plays out. Month 1, someone undercuts a competitor by $165 to land a client. Month 3, a different freelancer undercuts them. Month 5, they're juggling twice the clients they started with, working more hours than ever, and taking home less money than when they began. Because every single one of those clients was trained from day 1, that price is the only thing that matters here. The ones actually pulling ahead do the opposite. They get specific. Not, I do AI content for anyone, I do AI content for dental practices. Not, I build AI automations, I build AI follow-up systems for real estate agents. General gets compared to everyone. Specific gets compared to no one. Here's what this isn't. You don't need to be first to some brand new AI release. You don't need to learn prompt engineering like it's a second language. You don't need a following, a portfolio full of case studies, or permission from anyone to start. You need one thing you're already reasonably good at, and the willingness to actually go look for where the gap is hiding inside that specific skill. That's a much smaller ask than most videos on this topic want you to believe. This isn't for someone hoping AI does 100% of the work while they contribute nothing. It's for someone who already has a real skill and is tired of being paid for it like it's still 2015. 3 questions, in order, and they're about you, not some hypothetical freelancer out there. What do people already pay real money for right now, with no AI involved? Not a fantasy product, something with an existing price tag. Which part of that can you personally collapse from hours into minutes? And who's specific enough that you're not standing next to 1,000 other people offering the same generic thing? Run it through, fast. Missed sales calls already cost businesses real money. That's question 1, answered. Following up on every single one of them used to eat 2 hours a day. Now it takes minutes. That's question 2. And instead of offering that to any small business, it goes to independent insurance agents specifically, who all share the exact same problem and none of them have time to fix it. That's question 3. Nothing invented, just looked at more carefully than everyone else bothered to. Answer those 3 honestly, and you found your version of the gap. The moment it looks identical to someone else's, it's already closed. This has happened before. When digital photography collapsed the cost of producing a photograph, professional photographers who understood that shift kept charging rates that made no sense to anyone still thinking in film rolls and darkroom hours. Clients paid it anyway for years because they were never buying chemicals and paper. They were buying a wedding album, or a headshot, or a magazine cover, and nobody outside the industry realized just how much cheaper it had actually gotten to produce one. That's the exact shape of the window you're standing in right now. Yours will close eventually too, it just hasn't yet. One thing this isn't: free money. You still need something real underneath it. Writing, design, research, sales, whatever your version is, AI collapses the time it takes to deliver your skill. It doesn't manufacture the skill for you. Skip that part, and you're back in the price war within months. And this isn't a one-time discovery either. The gap you find this year won't be the exact same gap in 3 years because the market keeps moving and slowly closing behind you. The people who stay ahead aren't the ones who found one gap and stopped looking. They're the ones who keep asking those same 3 questions every few months on whatever they happen to be doing at the time. Go back to those 2 people from the start. Same tools, same starting line. The only difference between the one still trading hours for dollars and the one who quietly doubled their price is that one of them stopped asking which tool to use and started asking where the gap was. AI didn't make your work more valuable, it made it cheaper to produce. What you do with that gap, while everyone else is still arguing about which tool is best, that's the only question that was ever worth answering.